Okay, can you see the screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So we were in question number 23. So we know that in Excel, if we are using a predefined function or formulas, then we have to type equal mark before everything, right? Then only the machine knows that we are going to perform a calculation. Otherwise, we are just entering our data, right? So it cannot distinguish. So we have to specify if we are using a formula. So we have to insert equal mark before everything. Clear, students? Is it still lagging?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So read out the next question, students. And tell me the answer.
Linux.
We'll see. Others?
Answer A, miss.
Answer A.
Yes.
Windows.
That is Windows, right? That's not Linux. We know that Microsoft Excel 2016 is based on Windows, right? Windows is a product from Microsoft. So we know that Microsoft Excel is also comes under the Microsoft family. So it supports Windows, right? So it's based on Windows basically. Clear? Am I audible, students? I just always get confused whether my voice is not audible to you because you keep a long time quiet. Is my voice still lagging? Or is it still
No,
not
ma'am.
clear? Okay, so what's the answer for the 25th question, students?
C.
Others? Others? Any answer?
B.
Yes. Yes, the answer is B, right? So those are based on usually both Open Office Base and MS Access 2016 are relational database management systems, right? So today, before I start the session, I was recapping you what we did last week. So in those slides also, I noticed that that MS Access are based on relational database management systems, right? So the answer is B for question number 25. Which of the following methods will not be used to enter data in a cell? Will not, right? So what is the answer?
Answer A.
Others? Others? Any others? Anyone?
Answer B.
Answer B. Okay. Others, any answers?
Answer A.
Okay. Others? Any different answers? Ayesha Madhushani, what is your answer? So I'm going to randomly pick students. Yes, Ajinta, yes, Prakesh, right? Right. Other students? No one. No one else is going to answer. Okay. Good. The answer is A, right? So we know that when we are working with Excel, we are entering data, right? So we can arrow by pressing arrow keys, then we can go in the cells and then we can enter data, right? And using the tab key also we can enter data, right? And by clicking the enter button also we can, and pressing the enter key also we can enter data, but we have never tried to enter data using escape buttons or escape key, right? Usually we use the escape key to just exit from some views or some how can we say, most of the times we use escape key to not to enter data, just to escape from or to just to exit from different views, right? So are you clear, students? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is the answer for 27th question, students? The spelling tool is placed on the blank tab in Microsoft Excel 2016. So that's why I told you when we are working with the Office package, you have to be familiar with the tabs, right? You have to be conscious about which command is situated in this which tab and which commands are there in which command groups. Likewise, you have to have a sound knowledge on these things. Are you clear, students? So these some of the questions you can see that it's not basically from the theory part, from the practical as well, right? So what is the answer?
Answer D, ma'am.
Answer D. Others? Others? Any answer? Any other answer?
Repeat.
Yes. Good. So that would be in the review tab, right? So do you want to check it? So we'll open Excel and
Yes.
see. I'll be opening Excel. Can you see the screen, students? I mean, can you see the Excel screen?
No,
No, ma'am.
Okay.
no, ma'am. Still the slide shows there.
Okay, fine. Okay, so we had to go to the check spell grammar and spelling, right? So here, then you have to go to the review tab, and there we have the spelling, right? Under the proofing command group, we have spelling, research, and thesaurus. So spelling comes in proofing command group under the review tab. Are you clear, students? Did you get the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
fine.
you.
Yes.
මෙහෙ පවකටින්දා මං ඩිවයිස් දෙකෙන් ජොයින් වුණා කමක් නැත්ද
Device දෙකෙන්ද?
ඔව්
කමක් නැහැ. ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. It's okay. Okay. Okay, so what is the answer for the 28th question, students? What is the shortcut key for spelling check in Microsoft Word?
F7.
Good. F7, right? It's not Control F7, it's simply F7, no? I don't know why it's being highlighted together. So that's answer C, that is F7, right? When you press the F7 key, then your spelling checker will be activated, right? The software which contains rows and columns is called. Yes, what is that? We just discussed. What is the software that we work with rows and columns?
Spreadsheet.
Good,
A spreadsheet.
good, good. Answer C, that's spreadsheet, right? Yeah, good.
Excel.
Spreadsheet, right? Good. That is Excel, right? In Excel only we have spreadsheets, right? Okay, so then 30th question. Software such as Explorer, Firefox are referred to as. So this is a question most of the students get misled, right? So answer carefully.
Browsers.
Answer D.
Others?
Browse.
Browsers.
Good. Browsers, right? So don't confuse it with search engines. So search engines are two different, right? Browsers and search engines are two different, right? So browsers means Firefox, Safari, Explorer, Google Chrome. Those are browsers, right? Search engines are usually google.com, Yahoo. So those are actually browsers, the search engines, search engines. Browsers are usually the Firefox, Safari, Explorer. Those are the browsers, right? Don't get confused. Okay, so that's all about the question A, right? So we have answered 30 multiple question questionnaires. So there are 5 answers. So you have to choose the most appropriate answer and mark that with a cross on that cages, right? So this is about question 2. So I told you that you have to state whether this is true or false, and you have to justify only if it is false. Clear? So read the first question and give me the answer. What do you think is the most appropriate answer?
true
Others?
True.
Yes. Others? Yes, the answer is true, right? So you don't need to give justification because you need to justify only if the statement is false, right? So a network card or network adapter or NIC is a piece of computer hardware designed to allow computers to communicate over a network, computer network. So we know that to connect to a network, we need to have network card or network adapter, or simply we call it as a NIC, that is network interface card, right? We need to have NIC usually, network interface cards to connect to a network, right? So this is true, right? Are you clear, students? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So magnetic tape used random access method. Is it true?
False.
False. Others?
False.
Why it is false?
It's an
Magnetic
storage device.
access.
It's a storage device kind of, but here the answer is that magnetic tapes use sequential access method, right? It's not random access method, it uses sequential access methods, right? So if the answer is false, you have to write the correct justification, right? So the justification here is that magnetic tape use sequential access method, right? Okay, so the third question. Tablets are mobile computers smaller than PDAs and larger than laptops. What's the answer, students?
False.
False, ma'am.
Others?
False.
True.
True.
True. Tablets are mobile.
Tablets are mobile computers smaller than PDAs and larger than laptops. Is it true?
False.
Yes, because we know that PDAs are the smallest, right? According to the computers available here, we know that PDAs are the smallest, and then comes the tablets, and then comes the laptops, right? According to the size. So smallest is the PDA, tablet is in the medium, and then laptops, right? So you have to justify. So you have to mention that usually tablets are mobile computers larger than PDAs, but smaller than laptops, right? You have to write something like that. Don't write too lengthy answers. Just answer short and sweet, right? Okay. Dot matrix, testjet, inject, and laser. All are types of printers. Is that true?
Yes,
True.
true.
Yes.
True, right? And the printers we discussed, right? Then fifth one, the ALU is a fundamental building block of the central processing unit of a computer.
True.
True.
Yes, true, right? For the MCQ part also, we discussed this one. So you see, you can score marks easily. So ALU is a fundamental building block of the central processing unit of a computer. That's completely true, right? Then the spelling tool in MS Excel 2016 is placed on the review toolbar. Is that true?
True, ma'am.
True. We just checked,
True.
right? We just checked. Yeah, that's in the
Okay, ma'am.
review tab, right? Okay. Seventh, the optical character recognition, or OCR, is a mechanism to identify images on a source.
True.
False. True.
So what do
False.
you think?
False.
Yes, here false.
Identify written or printed.
Yeah,
It's
characters, right? Here we know that optical or OCR is a mechanism to identify written or printed characters, right? Written or printed characters, but not images, right? So OCR is used to identify characters or printed characters, right? Written or printed characters, not images. So this answer is false. So you have to justify by stating that you can just write it's used to identify written or printed characters on a source, right? Don't write too lengthy answers. Just make it short and sweet, huh? But don't make it too short. You have to explain your answer. Okay, so a search engine means a machinery engine that search data. Is that? Is that true, students?
False,
It's
ma'am.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you properly.
False.
Okay. Shehan, I couldn't hear you properly.
false, ma'am. False.
Okay, fine. Others?
False, ma'am.
Yes. Why it is false?
It's a software. Software.
Uh, we can say that's a software, but rather than saying that a software, it's like a website that searches anything, right? It's a search engine. That answer is correct. That's fine, right? So it is used to search. That is a website, right? Search engine means it's a website. I told you the difference between search engines and browsers a couple of minutes ago. So search engines means Google, Yahoo. So those are search engines. So we can search any data. So that's a website, right? So that's why it is false, right? So 9. What is the answer for 9?
False, ma'am.
Others?
False.
Others? Okay, what's the question? TCP/IP is the communication protocol for internet. TCP/IP uses several protocols and the main protocol is UDP. So UDP means user datagram protocol. So that usually speeds up transmissions, right? That means it enables the transfer of data before an agreement. So that means this, it establishes an agreement provided by the receiving party. So that speeds up the transmission. That is what UDP does, right? But here, even though TCP/IP uses several protocols, the main protocols are TCP and IP. It's not UDP, right? TCP/IP, Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol are the main two protocols, right? UDP is not the main protocol, but it speeds up the transmission. So that's why it's not false, right? Did you get the answer?
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
doubts?
Yeah.
Am I audible, students? I'm not pretty sure whether I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay. So 11th one, bold, italic, regular in Microsoft Word 2016 are known as font effects. Is it true? Bold, italic, and regular.
No, no, ma'am. False.
Did I miss a question? Yes. I was asking the answer for 11th, but I missed to write, discuss about the 10th. We'll come to 10th. What is the answer you said? I missed the answer. The person who gave me the answer a couple of seconds ago, who was that? Am I audible, students? I doubt whether when you keep silent, then I doubt whether am I audible or not.
Sometimes voice drugging, ma'am.
Is it still the same?
No, no.
Okay. So we missed the 10th question. I'll come to 10th after completing the 11th, right?
Okay.
So bold, italic, regular, are those font effects, students? Are those font effects?
No.
No, they are font styles, right? We'll check it. Those are in the font command group. Those are font styles, right? See? Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So here you can see bold, italic, regular. Those are font styles, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, so we missed the 10th question. So read out the 10th one. Library programs are collections of some pre-written codes or resources that are used to develop other programs. Is that true? True.
Yes, ma'am.
We discussed about library programs, right? So library programs are a collection of some pre-written codes, right? So that's true. Okay, so what's the answer for 12?
True.
URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. That's true. That's obviously true, right? So you have to be familiar about the abbreviations, right? You have to know the abbreviations and their expanded form, those kind of things, right? Okay, so 13.
False.
We just discussed, right? Even in the paper.
Yes, ma'am. False.
Keyboard
False.
and mouse.
Yeah, PS2 is used to connect keyboard and mouse, right?
Yes.
Yes, good. So, what is the port that we use to connect printer?
Parallel.
Parallel port, good. Parallel port is used to connect the printer, right?
USB?
USB also can be used. Some of the, some of the printers we can directly use the USB. Nowadays printers, most of the printers, they have a USB port, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, so 14th. Changing the appearance of a document is called as editing. Is that true?
False. Formatting.
Others?
False, ma'am.
So what's the answer?
Formatting.
Yes, good. That's formatting, right? It's not editing, it's formatting, right? Then system software consists of the programs that control the operations of the computer and its devices. Is that true?
Yes, true.
Yes,
Yes,
we
true.
discussed. We discussed in the previous notes, right? Previous questions, right? We discussed. Okay, so what's the answer for 16? There are 4 types of inputs, namely data, programs, commands, and user responses. Is that true? When we input something, we usually, there are 4 types, right? data we can input, programs also we can input, and commands also we can input, and sometimes user responses are also we can input, right? For example, if we are closing a document without saving, usually there's a dialog box launcher or the message pop-ups whether to save the document or they don't save. So if then we have to choose, right? So that's a user response. That's a response of ours. So that's also a kind of a input type. Isn't that so? Am I correct, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Others?
Yes.
Okay. So a rectangle symbol represents a process in flowchart. We discussed about creating flowcharts, right? So when creating flowcharts, what is this rectangle represents?
Yes.
So that is true, right? It represents a process. So that's all.
True, ma'am.
Yes. So BCC refers to black carbon copy. Where do you find BCC? In which
False,
area?
ma'am.
On
Blind,
email.
Good.
blind carbon
On
copy.
email.
No, I'm asking where can we see BCC?
Email.
On email.
Yeah, in email, when you are sending an email to, when you're sending an email to a receiver, then you have first, you can type the direct receiver, then you have two options. First one is to CC, the other one is BCC, right? So CC and BCC, I explained there are two different terms. CC means carbon copy and BCC means blind carbon copy. It's not black carbon copy, that's blind carbon copy, right? So once you BCC some person or some email address, then the recipient cannot see that BCC person or the BCC receiver, right? Okay, are you clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
fine. Then 19, minimize button brings word window to the maximum original size. Is that true?
False, ma'am.
Good. If you click the minimize button, then the document is minimized, right? It's not restored.
Restore button.
Yes. Who gave that answer?
And
Okay, so do you read any supported document? Do you have any supported document with you?
no, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Okay, good. Okay, so the final question. The quick access toolbar is a customizable toolbar that contains commands that you may want to use. Is that true? Can we customize the quick access toolbar? Am I audible, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we customize the quick access toolbar? So you might have forgotten what is quick access toolbar right now. Is that so?
Can't customize.
Can't customize.
We can know.
Okay, we'll check. We'll check. You have forgotten now, huh? I just showed you a couple of minutes ago.
Okay, ma'am.
So here we have the, on the rightmost corner. So you have the quick access toolbar, right? There's an arrow and then we can customize, right? Can you see the screen, students?
Yes, ma'am.
So once we select these options, so these are added, right? And if you want to remove, you can untick. Can you remember?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So we can customize, right? So the answer is true. Are clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Okay, so that's about that's how the question 2 comes, right? So you have to you have to write some answers for the question 2, right? You have to write some short answers, right? Not bigger answers or very lengthy or very explained answers. You have to write some short and sweet answers, right? And be careful when you're writing the answer, even though you have mentioned whether it's true or false accordingly, but your answer should be support your justification, right? That means your justification should be relevant to your answer, right? Clear, students?
Excuse me, miss. If the
Yes.
answer is test, how can we write
If the answer is
true? We want to write to just keep blank.
what did I ask you from the beginning? I described everything from the beginning, ne? See? For the question 2, it contains 20 statements. State whether each statement is true or false, right? And if only the statement is false, then you need to provide justification. Keep that in your mind and you have to read the instructions very clearly, right? If the answer is false only, you need to provide justification. If it is true, you don't need to provide justification, right? Are you clear? The person who asked the question?
Okay.
Okay, right? So you have to
No,
read the
miss. Now
instructions.
only I came because some problems in my device.
Okay, fine. Okay, so we need to answer. That means we need to give justifications only for the false answer, right? So here comes the question 3, right? So you have to write the answers in the space provided, right? So answer means not the fully answer. Here you can just write the number. Sorry, the letter. Whether it's A, B, C, D, or E, right? Clear? So here select the suitable answer from the given list and write the corresponding letter in the given space, right? So read the instructions very carefully, students, right? Okay. So the first thing, computer that responds to requests to provide information and services
Your
over
voice
the
is
internet.
very
Is it same now also? So read the question by yourself, students. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Okay, so can you give me the answers for each and every question there? Am I audible, students? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So, what is the answer for Roman number 1?
Internet server.
Others? Others?
Answer C.
Yes, good. Answer C, right? That is internet server. So that computer that responds to requests to provide information and services over the internet is internet server, right? Then answer for Roman number 2 defines how messages are transmitted and formatted over the internet. We discussed about this in the previous questions as well.
HTTP.
Yeah, good. That is HTTP. That is E, right? So you have to write the letter E here in front of the question. That means on these dotted lines, you have to write E, right? Okay, so numerical ID for each device on the internet. What is that? Numerical,
IP address.
others?
Answer D, madam.
Others? Okay, others?
MAC address.
IP address, numerical.
Yeah, IP addresses. It's not MAC address, right? IP address is the answer, right? IP address means because we know that that is a unique number, right? And it's a numerical ID for each device on the internet. So we know that to connect to the internet, we have to have, when we are when we are connected to the internet, we are having an IP address. So that is how our device is being recognized. Otherwise, how can our devices recognized by the internet? So there's no way, right? So there's a specific number called IP address. Then from that only our connect that our device is identified on the internet, right? So that is answer D. So fourth one, software that enables users to access and view documents and other resources on the internet.
Browser, ma'am.
Others?
Browser.
Browser.
Browsers, right? That's a software, right? Which enables users to access and view documents and other resources on the internet, right? Okay. Fine.
Browsers means Chrome.
Chrome, Firefox,
Internet
Safari.
Explorer.
Yeah, those are browsers, right? And when it comes to search engines, those are google.com, yahoo.com. Those are search engines, right?
Oh, okay.
Browsers are Firefox, Google Chrome, Safari. Those are the famous browsers
Okay,
that we use. Okay. Unique ID for a network interface card. What do you understand by that?
Silent answer. B.
The final answer. Yes, that's obvious. The remaining answer is MAC address. So that is the answer. Now you have to be very vigilant when selecting answers, right? So MAC, the only thing here is that you may get mixed up with the IP address and the MAC address. So you have to be very careful when selecting these two. So MAC address is also a unique ID. IP address is also a unique ID, right? So you have to know the difference. Okay. So second one, you have to answer, right? What is the importance of preventive maintenance of your computer?
Ma'am, can you give for this answer?
Yes.
Because computer attacked by virus,
Mm.
and sometimes hackers hack the computer data.
Here the preventive maintenance means it's not about using virus guards, or that means it's not related to virus side and hacking side, right? Here it means your answer is, that means good, right? Um, but the thing here that they are focusing or highlighting is the importance of preventive maintenance in your computer, right? So here we discuss, that means we have to discuss, or we have to write about the problems that may arise with our computer before they occur, and how we can prevent the system being crashed and reduce equipment downtime. That means if we maintain our computer, then only we can know that if there's any problem, any crashes, and for example, if our computer is too slow, we can figure it out why it is too slow. We can identify, and then we can take some measures. Well, so that's what which is referred here, right? Did you get the answer?
Yes. Then
Good attempt. Good attempt, right?
Virus.
Sorry?
This also install antivirus cards.
No, we cannot do like that. We cannot write such things, right? So
Okay.
here we are focusing on the equipment, like more for the hardware side, right?
Okay.
Not for the software side, more for the, that means you have, when you're writing, you have to
Okay.
write more
Okay.
about the hardware side, right? That means to detect serious problems that may arise, and we can prevent the system crashes, and then we can reduce the equipment downtime, and for better and last longer performance, we can optimize the computer, like those things. Then those kind of things we have to discuss about the lifespan of the equipment. Are you clear?
Ma'am, මේකට answer එක chat box එකේ දානවා.
I cannot figure it out. That means I cannot give you an exact answer. You have to write. I will tell you the points, right? I'm a points කියන්නම්. I cannot give you a complete answer because that may vary. මොකද මේකට fixed answer එකක් නැහැනේ. දැන් අපිට MCQ වල නම් fixed answer එකක් තියෙනවා. දැන් මේකට මට answer එකක් එහෙම fixed දෙන්න බෑ ඔයාට. මේක තමයි හරියම answer එක කියලා. I can give you the points and then you have to create the story.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes? I cannot hear you properly. Was he talking to me? Oh,
Okay, ma'am.
okay, fine. So what I discussed earlier could be the points that you can elaborate and write, right? To detect some serious problems, and we can identify them before they occur, and we can prevent the system crashes, and then we can reduce the equipment downtime. So you can create something and write like that. Got it? We can assure the optimal working condition, and we can conserve the lifespan of the equipment. So those are the things that you have to write. Okay. Okay. So step 2, benefits of a disk cleanup. Why do we do disk cleanup?
Space.
Yes. Others? Is that only to free up the space?
Ma'am, performance.
Others? Yes. Yeah.
Performance.
Yeah. Then? And also to detect junk files, right? There might be some junk or unwanted files in your computer, so we can detect them and clean them. So these are the things that these are the benefits, right? So you have to write 2. So first one, you can free up the space of your hard disk. Then you can improve the performance, so you can obtain a faster performance, and then if and also you can detect the junk files and you can clean them. So these are the things, these are the benefits of doing a this cleanup, right? So here you have to draw a flow chart, right? You have to draw a flow chart that displays odd numbers between 0 to 100. 0 to 100, right? So there's a condition, you have to display numbers 0 to 100. So we discussed about the shapes that we can use in flow charts. So we know that oval shape refers to what? Rectangulars refers to what? And what is the shape that we use to depict the decision taking, right? So there are some shapes. Can you remember?
No, ma'am.
Mhm. Very fine. Okay. So we discussed that one in, where did we discuss? I think in data representation itself. Oh, yeah, I think in data representation. Is that so? Anyone who found out the answer, right? The page number?
And then 51.
I'm sorry, I didn't get it properly. 151, is that? Ah, yes. Here we go, and above that. Yes, thank you. So here's the number. Sorry, here's the symbol, right? So it's an oval shape. So we use an oval shape to depict the start and the end. Then arrows are used to connect those shapes, right? And then we can use a parallelogram to represent the input or output. Then a rectangle to represent the process. And decision making is represented by a diamond indicated, right? So based on these, you have to create. So what's the answer? So here, draw a flow chart that displays odd numbers between 0 to 100, right? 0 to 100, you have to show. So what you have to do first? You have to start, right? So before everything, when you're writing a flow chart, what you have to do? You have to start. So what you have to draw first?
Oval. Oval.
Oval shape. Good. So it should be an oval shape. So then you need to start. Okay, fine. Then what is the next one? There should be an arrow, right? Isn't that so?
Yes.
Yes, to indicate the flow, we need to use an arrow. Then we need to, what we have to do here? We need to display the odd numbers between 0 to 100. So what do you understand by odd numbers?
1, 3, 5, 7.
Yeah.
1, 3.
Which are not divisible by 2. Is that the thing? Are those the things that we discuss about odd numbers? How do you explain an odd number?
Can't divide by 2.
Can't divide by 2, right? That means it's not divisible by 2. Good. So 1, 3, 5, 7. That means when we divide, no, we'll forget about 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So those are odd numbers. Isn't that so?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how can we do that? So we can do. Yes, so this depends, right? So this you can create it anyway. So according to your creativity, that means you can create or you can derive, right? So if your if when we check, if we can feel that your answer is correct, then we will be offering you the full marks, right? So I cannot give you a fixed flow chart. This should be the flow chart. No, that is not. If you have written according to the steps, and if you have written it in the correct way, so we can give you marks. Got it? Are you clear? Am I audible, students?
Sometimes your voice is breaking, madam.
I'm sorry.
Your voice is not clear,
Is
but
it the
now
same?
okay.
Okay.
Now okay.
Okay. So what I was telling, that when you are creating the flow chart, I cannot give you a fixed flow chart. This should be the flow chart for this question. This should be the flow chart for this question. So there is no any specific flow chart, right? It depends on your how you solve it, how you create it. So if you have taken the necessary steps and if you have followed the sequential order, then we can mark and give you the marks. Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
So we cannot, that means I cannot tell you that this is the answer. Okay. Am I audible, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So I will tell you one flow chart. So you can derive if you want, you can derive another, but the answer should be correct, right? You have the freedom to create, but the only thing is you have to make it sure that the answer is correct, right? Okay. So here I can try it like this. I can assign a number as x. So x is equals to 1, right? And then I can display x, right? So that should be a parallelogram. I'm sorry for my drawings, but this is a parallelogram, right? So that should display x, right? And then what I can do? So I can add two numbers, right? So we know that that goes as 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So 1 plus 2, what is the answer, students?
3.
3. So is that an odd number?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 plus 2, what is the answer?
5.
5.
5. Is that an odd number?
Yes.
Yes. So 5 plus 2, what is the answer?
7.
7. Is that an odd number?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So can we do that like that? Isn't that so? That is one way. I'm always checking whether x plus 2, that means because I have assigned x equals to 1, right? So every time x plus 2, that is an odd number. Isn't that so?
Yes.
So I can write it as x equals to x plus 2. So check whether our condition is satisfied. So if x equals 1, then 1 plus 2 is 3. Isn't that so?
Yes.
Then if x is 3, then 3 plus 2,
5.
that is 5. So x is 5. 5 plus 2, 7. Is it confusing, students?
Yes, ma'am.
How am I supposed to say? We have assigned x equals 1. So at the very moment, x equals to 1, right? So what is x plus 2 here? So 1 plus 2, what is the answer?
3.
3. So every time x is being updated to here. So here now it's 3. So 3 plus 2?
5.
5. So now the x is 5. So here 5. 5 plus 2?
7.
7. So now x is again updated to 7. So 7 plus 2? What is 7 plus 2?
9.
9. So x is again updated to 9 here. So 9 plus 2?
11.
11. So likewise, we can go up to 100. Am I wrong?
No, ma'am.
We'll complete, then you will understand, right? So if x plus 2 is 3, then we check whether x is less than or greater than 100. If x is greater than 100, so that should be a diamond, right? So x is greater than 100, that means if x is, so we have to be vigilant or we have to be careful, because we have to go up to 0 to 100 range only. So we have to stop it from 100. So there should be a condition to stop. Is that so? Is it confusing, students?
No.
So we need to stop this, right? So if it exceeds 100, what should we do? We need to join this to here, no? That means there should be a termination. So if it is, sorry, if x is less than 100, if x is less than 100, then we have to go again from the beginning. And if it is no, the answer is correct, this one. If it is x, if x is greater than 100, then you need to terminate, right? So yes, this should be no. You need to terminate, because if x is 100, if x is greater than 100, then we can terminate, right? We need to stop, because we were asked to take the odd numbers from range 0 to 100. So we can stop it right here. If x is greater than 100, then we can stop at the very moment. If x is less than 100, we can start. Shall we try it again? So we need to start, and I am assigning x as 1. So we need to display x, so that is 1. So 1 plus 2, what is the answer?
3.
3. So then we go to the next step. So is 3 greater than 100? Is 3 greater than 100?
No.
No. Then again we need to go here and display 3. So here now x is 3, right? Then now 3 plus 2, what is the answer?
5.
5. So 5 is 5 less than 100?
Yes.
Yes, then we need to display 5, because it comes here. Isn't that so? Is it confusing, students?
Little bit, but okay.
Okay, fine. Others? Because I cannot draw it in the very line. That's the problem. My screen is not enough. So here we need to start, right? Then we need to assign x equals 1. Then we need to display the particular x value, that is 1. At the very moment, that is 1. Then we go to the next step here. What we have to do next step? We have to plus 2 to the particular x value. So we know that 1 plus 2, that is 3. Then it comes here. Then we check whether 3 is less than 100. Or 3 is greater than 100. So that is no. 3 is less than 100, no? So then it goes to this position and display 3 again. Now x is equals to 3. So here 3 plus 2 is 5. So 5 is 5 greater than 100? No. Then it goes to this position and displays 5. Now x is 5 and comes to this position. So 5 plus 2, that is 7. Right? 7 means then that is not greater than 100. So then it again goes to here and display 7. It goes on like that until you find a number which is greater than 100. Are you clear, students? Any doubts? Yes, Shehan, thank you for the compliment. You can leave. Yes. Others? And all the best for the exam. Yes. Others, do you understand? Any doubts, students? So you can ask me at the very moment. Am I audible?
Yes,
Are you clear? Or do I need to explain again and again?
clear.
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Clear or not clear? I'm not hearing it clearly.
Clear.
Okay, fine. Others? You can try it and then you will understand. Okay, so I'll be moving to the next question. Okay, part B. I'm going to erase this one. If anybody wants, you can copy it down and try it and understand it at home. May I erase?
Okay, ma'am.
You can try it like this as well. You can try it whether it is divisible by 2 or not. If it is divisible by 2, then that is not an odd number. If it is not divisible by 2, then that is an odd number. You can try it like that as well, right? Are you clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Yes, it took some time to erase. Okay, fine. Okay, so what is the next question? Each of the following statements has a blank space. Identify the most suitable term to fill the blank space from the 3 options given within the bracket at the end of the statement. So here you are given some answers, right? So you have to fill up the blank with the most suitable answer from the given options. Are you clear how to do that? Am I audible, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So we'll see. In addition to an internet connection, a blank is an essential component to publish a website. What is that?
Web host.
Others? Good, yeah. It should be a web host, right? Because we need to have a web host and an internet connection, right? To publish a website, right? So that is the answer. And for the second one, a blank is used in creating a dynamic website. How can we create a dynamic website?
Content management software.
What?
Content management software.
Yes, others? We can use a content management software to create a dynamic website, right? File transfer protocol is not used when creating websites. Web user groups are also not used when creating dynamic website, right? So text, image, and sound are components of web content, web host, domain name. What is the answer? Where can we find text, image, and sound?
Web content.
In the web contents, right? Web contents we can see. We can search images, texts, sound, that means audio. Everything is there in a web content. Isn't that so? Because web host we cannot do. Domain name is not related to this, right? So fourth one, regular updating of a website is an important part of blank. What? Regular updating of a website. Regular updating. That comes for the maintenance, right? It is helpful to the maintenance, right? Regular updating of a website. Okay, fine. Then you have to write answers, right? So what is an email client? And what are the examples? Name 2 types of email clients we discussed and write 3 examples for each. Those are given in the book itself, right? So the answer for the first one is, what is an email client? So email client is a computer program, right? It's a computer program used to access and manage a user's email, right? So that is what we refer to as an email client. And there are 2 types of email clients. First one is locally installed. The other one is web-based. So you have to write 3 examples. We have given some examples for those. Can you please mute your microphone? Okay. So you can write 3. For example, locally installed email clients, Microsoft Outlook, Pegasus Mail, Mozilla's Thunderbird. So those are the examples. And web-based email clients are Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook.com. So those are the examples, right? You can try those because those are in the notes itself. What software packages and their features are required to
Can you
perform?
repeat again?
Those are in the book. Those are in the course material. You can refer, right? Under the email, under chapter 6. You can refer, right? So there are 2 locally installed and web-based email clients, right? So there are examples. Okay. So what software packages and their features are required to perform the following task? So the first one is preparing an invitation letter addressed to all recipients. Mail merging, where we can, yes, good. Mail merging, we can find it in Word. Good. So preparing a slide presentation which reflects 5-year progress.
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint, so we can use charts, right? So the software package is PowerPoint and the feature is chart, right? We can use charts to reflect the 5-year progress. You have to write the feature and the software package both, right? Did you get what I said?
Yes, ma'am.
Here you have to write the software package and their feature, right? So for first one, that is Word and the feature is mail merge. The second one is PowerPoint and the feature is charts, right? Okay, so here. So identify the tools from the given part in the ribbon. So you have to identify each and every, right? So you can do this because you already know. You can find the font styles, font size, bold, italic, underline, superscript, subscript, scribe through. So these are the things you have to write, right? You have to name each and every. Okay. So here we have to identify the following chart types, right? So what kind of a chart is this?
Column chart.
Good.
Line chart.
This one?
Line chart.
Line chart. Good. So you have to be familiar with the types of chart, right? That's why I told you that you have to be very clear with the practical side as well. Okay, good. So here you have to fill up this one, right? Using the MX Excel sheet to answer the following questions A to C given below. So you have to have an idea about how to find the total, how to find the average, and how to find the minimum, maximum, and how to find the grade, right? So here you have to write the functions to calculate total and average of each student at H5 to I5 respectively. So you can write it simply with the formula. It's like this. Equal mark should be there. What am I supposed to write? Equal mark should be there. And then you have to write some. I'm sorry for my wording. And then you have to open the bracket. And what is the cell range, student? What is the cell range?
H5 to H50.
Good.
H5
H5 to
H5 to H11.
the whole set, right? So here, what you have to do? So these are 5 different students. Sorry. See, don't mix up. See the way that they have entered the data. They have entered the data in the horizontal way, right? This is one registration number and these are 5 subjects. So if you add like this way, that is completely wrong. You have to add in the horizontal manner, right? This way. Are you clear? Because these are registration numbers and these are subjects. So consider this as a single student. So when you want to add these subjects to get the total, right? Are you clear? So you need to add in the horizontal manner. C5 to G5, right? Good. C5.
C5 to G5.
Colon G5. I'm sorry about my handwriting. Okay. Or you can simply add those things, right? Enter. You have to simply you can add cell by cell. C5, D5, E5, F5, G5. You can do it in that manner as well. Are you clear?
Yes.
Okay. So if you need to find the average, so you have to write equal average. Yes.
C5 to G5.
Good. Average and the particular cell range, that is C5 to G5, right? Okay. Then what is the other thing that they have asked to write grade. Is that grade? Yes. Have they mentioned anything to write the grade? Yes, there should be a condition, right? Here, in order to pass the semester, a student must satisfy both of the following requirements. A minimum of 40 marks is required for each and every subject, and average mark should be at least 40. So, for each and every subject, they should have minimum of 40 marks, right? Then only pass, otherwise they are failed, right? So how can we write this one?
Equal if
Yes, we can write like this. Equal if,
if
yes,
bracket
yes.
uh,
We need to type and, because each and everything should be there, because average and total, right? These should be combined, because both of there are 5 subjects now, so you have to find, you have to satisfy the 5 conditions. So C6 should be greater than or equal to 40, comma D6. So where's D6? D6 is this one, right? Sorry, D6 is this one. Yes, we can do it like this at the sense like this. Without considering all these, we can simply write without and also we can try, I think. But you have to try at home and see, right? If C6 is greater than, or sorry, C5, right? C5 is greater than or equal 40. Then C6 is greater than or equal 40. Then, sorry, that is D6, right? No, I mixed up the what they have asked me to do. Can somebody repeat me? In order to pass the semester, a student must satisfy both the following requirements. These both the requirements should be there, right? That's the problem. So they should have a minimum of 40 marks and average mark should be at least 40, right? Minimum of 40 marks should be there and average should be at least 40 marks, right? Minimum of 40 marks. So minimum should be there 40 and average also should be 40, right? So here we need to find the minimum and maximum. So how are we supposed to write minimum and maximum? For minimum,
equal
min the particular cell range, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here
equal min. Okay.
yes, yeah, you can try it at home. That is similar, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Maximum also equal max.
Max. Yes, you have to find those two. And then C6. You can write it like this. For the particular student, if equal if and. We'll be putting an and because we need to satisfy both the conditions, right?
If
Yes, and C5 greater than or equal 40.
greater than It's minimum 40 or less than 40?
Minimum 40, right?
Yeah. Then equal or less than is the statement is
Greater than, right? Minimum 40 mean it should be greater than or equal to 40.
minimum. Okay, greater than or equal 40, comma.
Yes, comma. The rest of the subjects.
Again, we want to track the cell. If
Yeah, when finding the grade, how did we find the grade?
again if
Forget about this one. How did we write the grade? If should be there. And the particular,
comma, again if
again, if is not necessary, right? Because we have already written that in the outside the bracket. So we can directly write. Isn't that so? Okay, I'll show you a simple example. Then you can derive that, right?
mix up. Okay. This is very confusing.
Yeah, a kind of confusing, but don't mix up. Let's stop sharing. And can you see the screen now? So imagine you have 3 students like A, B, and C, right? And you have their marks, maths, science, and English. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Total,
Can see.
average, and we'll find the grade, right? So I'll be putting random values for these students. 95, 98, and for C, 45, 48, 50, imagine, right? So when we are finding the total equals sum, what we have to do? We have to just select the cell range, right? And hit enter. So this is the answer for total, right? Then we can drag, fill handle, then we can find the total like that. Then for average, equal average,
So equal average
the particular
like
cell
this.
addresses. Yeah. Then hit enter. Then it is like this. And then we have to fill handle, right?
Yes.
So here for a condition, we will be putting if a student has obtained more than 70, imagine that the student have scored more than 70, then is pass. This is the condition, right? Are you clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
For the particular example we are talking, right? If the average of this student is more than 75, then he is pass, otherwise fail, right? So we need to write the if condition. I told you that in if condition, in a if statement, then we have two statements to be, two conditions to be satisfied, the fail part and the pass part. Are you clear?
Yes.
Yes. Then what we have to do?
The average. Take the
Average. Pick the average. If it is greater than or equal to 75, then comma,
pass.
commas, pass.
Pass.
Again,
Comma.
comma,
Or
else,
fail.
that is
Fail.
fail.
Okay. Fail.
So this is the thing that we have to write.
Yes.
Is that so?
Yes.
If the average is greater than or equal to 75, he is pass, otherwise fail.
Yes.
Okay. So he is pass here, correct. The others, they have passed. The only one who has scored more than 75 is this student, then he is failed. So you have to apply the same mechanism, and I'm not going to teach you the answer for that. You have to think and get, right? Are you clear, students? Okay. You have
Yes,
to do
clear.
it similar this manner. That's why I took a simple example, then you are clearer. You'll get it more clear, right? Okay. And so what is the model paper here? Yes. Okay. So similarly think and get the answer, right? Then here write the functions to calculate the minimum and maximum. We know that how to calculate the minimum and maximum, isn't that so?
Yes.
Do I need to illustrate that one?
No,
Others?
No, ma'am.
can do.
Okay, fine. Then what is the next? Here. Use the following MS Access sheet to answer the following questions and write down the data types of each field in the given space. So here I told you in the beginning also that you have to find the most appropriate data type for the particular field name. Isn't that so? For example, if we are writing the name, what should be the data type? What should be the data type? Text, right? It could be text or short text. Isn't that so? When we are creating, we should give a data type, right? Am I wrong, students?
Yes.
Am I wrong?
Short text or long text?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
should be short text or long text, right? Yes. Then for
Yes.
ID means that is an auto-generating number, right? Or it could be any registration number or something. So check whether with the table that they have provided. So here ID, it could be most probably a number, or you can put it to auto generate, right? That means sometimes you can put numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't need to write them. We can put it to auto generate, right? So it could be number or auto generate. Then age is also a number, right? Date of birth should be
Yeah.
date or time. Salary should be
It's
currency.
breaking.
Sorry.
Your voice is not
Is it the same now? Can you hear me?
no okay.
Okay, so ID, you can put it to auto generate or a number, right? If you put a number, you need to type one by one. If you put auto generate one, that means if you put it to auto generate, then you don't need to type, it is automatically generating. Are you clear?
Yes.
Then age should be number, because we know that 20, 21, 23, 24, that is a number, right? Then date of birth should be date or time. Then you have to give the particular date or time. Salary should be in currency, because we know that that is money, that is related to currency, right? Then employee status, that means the designation or the position. So that should be text, and address also should be text. It could be short text, right? Are you clear? Am I audible, students?
Yes.
Okay, then the final one.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, you have to write a query for the given query view. So I told you that you have to write queries, right? So see, we have selected the particular field and the table of employee ID, age, date of birth, salary, employee status, address. So all those fields are being selected. But here we have only shown, that means we have ticked this show checkbox only in ID, salary, and in employee status only. Although others are there, those would not be visible in the query. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes. So how can we write the query? So this,
Capital in block letters select.
no, we can just write the query, right? We can just write something in the letters. So here the criteria is salary should be above 40,000, right? So after running this query, what would be the output, students? It would contain a table where the employee number, ID, salary, and the employee status would be displayed of the employees whose salary is above 40,000. Isn't that so? So these three details will be displayed on a table where the salary is more than 40,000. That means the employee's salary whose salary is greater than 40,000, right? Are you clear? So you have to write display ID, comma salary, comma employee status from employee table. That means from the table name where salary is greater than 40,000. Are you clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Do I need to write it? So here you need to display what? ID and salary, because only those two and the employee status, right? EMP status from which table? What is the
Employee.
table?
Um,
Yeah, employee is the table name. So that is capital E, right? So salary is capital S. So you have to write these terms correctly. So that is employee status. That is S capital, right? Status from employee. What is the condition? Where
employee not salary 40,000.
we don't need to write employee dot because we have created the table, no? And we don't need to write a EMP or employee dot. We can simply write
Salary
salary.
above 40,000.
Yeah,
The
salary
40,000.
40,000. Yeah. Okay, we can do it like that. Okay, so that is all for today. Not for today, actually, this is all about the course, and I hope you gathered some knowledge. And this is it. And I'm going to wind up the session as well as the course for you. And any doubts to clear up, students?
Clear, madam. All sessions are very clear.
Okay, so wish you all the best for the exam. And I hope you may all pass with the flying colors, and all the best. Best of luck. And if you need any clarifications, you can ask now because I'm going to wind up the session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do we
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you properly.
do we have exams online?
I think they will let you know. Most probably, yeah, you have to check the learn or USL, and they will provide you the necessary instructions regarding that. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So any other questions?
Oh, ma'am, thank you very much.
Okay, fine. So hope you may pass with the flying colors, and good luck with the exam. I'll be winding up the session. And yes, thank you for your cooperation and good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.